My friend accused me of stealing her boyfriend. He had no idea they were dating.
Well, that's a conundrum.
I, 26 female, have been friends with Carly, also 26 female, spelled with a C.
I know, I saw very wrong.
Since middle school. We lost touch after I moved out of state for law school, but our parents are still friends. I moved back to our home state last year when I graduated and met Matt, 25 male. We bonded instantly as we're both studying to be lawyers. Matt should graduate this year if all goes well. Because of studying and work, we've taken things really slowly and only just recently became official. As we'd gone official, I decided to invite him to my sister's 21st birthday party. It was a huge party at my parents' house back in my hometown. Both Matt and I work and live separately, about an hour away. We'd been at the party for about an hour when Carly arrived with her parents. I was excited to see her as I'd been meaning to get back in touch since I'd moved back. The timing had never been right. Well, Carly spotted us and hurried on over. I was surprised when she gave Matt a huge hug and asked him what he was doing at the party. It turns out they work in the same building, and Matt is friends with a few of Carly's friends. They've been out on group nights together a few times. I did the whole, "Oh, Carly, this is my boyfriend Matt" thing, and her face instantly fell.
Pick it back up.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Pick it up. Don't let it get 35-second rule.
Pick it up.
She looked furious with me and ignored me for the rest of the party. And by the way, this comes from Throwaway BF Thief 26. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I am Dakota.
I'm Keon.
I'm Sophia.
Sophia, you look so different today. Did you get your rest? This is what Sophia looks like without her beauty sleep.
We're going to read this here story. We might be a little goofy about it. We're going to have our thoughts. We're going to say them. And you can say your thoughts in the comments where we can read them.
We're going to say them?
And they might end up in a future episode. No way. Anyway, LP says, I sent her a message the next morning asking if I had done anything wrong. Carly blew up at me.
Carly's got a lot of issues. Her face falls off. She's blowing up.
She's blowing up and falling off, man.
I hope she's okay.
And accused me of stealing her boyfriend. And I soon got several rude messages from mutual friends saying something similar. I met up with Matt and asked him what the heck was going on. I had assumed that once we had made it official, we were exclusive. Matt had no idea what I was talking about. I relayed Carly's message, and he was even more confused. He said that he got on with Carly when they saw each other, but it had never been anything more than a friendship. He didn't think anything of them spending time together outside of work with friends, so that's why I didn't know he and Carly worked in the same building. It's been a week since the party, and I'm still getting messages from people saying, how could I do that to Carly? I've tried saying over and over again that Matt and Carly weren't dating, but it's falling on deaf ears. Even my parents have heard about it from Carly's parents.
This is weird.
So now we have to ask. There's two possibilities here. Carly's a little bit boy crazy, or your future lawyer boyfriend has an impeccable poker face.
I mean, he is a lawyer. They're both lawyers.
So you'd think she'd be able to smell it on him.
He
but
goes,
maybe he's a better lawyer.
He goes, babe, I'm not lying. And then OP goes, objection. May I approach the bench?
I mean, if all of the friends are also on this, like, have they seen Carly and Matt, like,
my question
up?
My question is, when was this posted? Because how did no one know that Matt was working with Carly and like social media, especially if Carly and Matt are dating? How is this not like out there?
Yeah.
How can this be such a secret? I mean, I know you guys were busy with work, but that's the first thing I like. Oh, what's your Instagram? Oh, great. We're following each other. Oh my gosh. How do you know this person?
Yes. Somebody is not operating from reality here. I have zero idea what the heck to do. Where do I go from here? I trust Matt completely, but what do I do about Carly? And there's an edit. People have asked about the friends who have sent me messages. These are all mutual friends of myself and Carly, who we've known since high school. None of them, as far as I know, have ever met Matt. Okay, so all your friends are messaging you just because Carly bombed it out into the world and said,
Matt is mine.
This is what happened, and look what she did to me.
Yeah, Matt was mine, and how dare OP do this? Weird. Carly said, I claim. I, Carly. I claim.
He is my Gibby. and he would be mine.
Oh, he's her Freddy.
No, but we all
They
know.
didn't end
We
up
all know
together.
Gibby was the real.
Freddie and Carly don't end up together.
Yeah, apparently you haven't seen the spinoff. In the spinoff, they are getting married.
What?
Oh, shocker.
Anyway,
Hey, before we get back to these stories, Keon, do you remember that one story with a guy who cheated on his wife to be with his boss for like 2.5 years?
Oh, yeah, that was insane. I wish we can listen to more stories like that.
Well, you can in our next live show event happening September 26th.
okay, story time
I'm
live.
the ugliest person in the entire world.
Oh, so this is exclusive head.
Oh, yeah. Aren't tickets like $10?
Yes, up until August 26th. That's our early bird special just for you guys, you little worms.
Where do I get the tickets?
On okop.show or scan this QR code. Hope to see you there.
Okay, back to the story.
None of his friends, who also know Carly, have sent me messages. Also, I have spoken to Carly, and we are meeting up tomorrow to talk. And we have some comments. Honestly,
Bring Matt.
I think Carly is insane.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great idea.
I guarantee you, Carly's been like, "Oh my gosh, I'm dating this guy," thinking like it's solidified, without even talking to Matt. He's like, "Matt's my work husband, my future boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's so solidified. Great. Even her parents know.
Yeah, I mean, she told everybody.
Weird.
I assume that she's told everybody.
Yeah.
I think bringing Matt is the ultimate bloodhound to sniff out who's what in this context.
Time to-
Okay, Billy Time says, I came, I Carlied, I conquered.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, Billy time. I don't know. You should be like, "This is my boyfriend, lawyer Matt. He's gonna lawyer up. I'm lawyering up right now. Here we go. Let's go ahead. Proceed."
Yeah. You go there and you go, I brought a mediator.
Yeah.
And it's just Matt. Relevant comments from Not Nuts, very suspicious, exactly what Nuts would want you to think, by the way. It seems you unintentionally busted up Carly's fantasy, which is not your fault and not your problem. She is immature and full of drama. OP replies, she has never acted like this before, and that's why it really rattled me. Sure, I haven't seen her much over the past few years, but she was never like this in high school as far as I can remember.
Well, OP, people can change.
It can. You never dated her infatuation in high school, clearly.
You were never her fancy, Mariah Carey.
Divinity Sous Vide says, so you know what your parents heard. Did they hear you broke up Carly and her boyfriend? OP says, my mom called me the day after the party and told me that Carly's mom had been on the phone complaining about me. Carly had told her that I had stolen her boyfriend, and then she called my mom.
What are we, children?
We're gossips. We're just, ooh, the hot tea has dropped. Ooh. I told my mom that wasn't the case, but apparently Carly and her mom are still telling that story. And there is an update.
Oh, Carly needs to go to her mommy to spread rumors.
It's like maybe there's just another guy who looks just like him and has his name. But that's pretty unlikely.
I don't know. I'd go up to Carly's mom and be like, have you met Matt before? Yeah, they've been dating? Please give me the full history.
This is Carly.
Matt is my boyfriend. Matt is my boyfriend.
We've got an update.
Let's get into it.
Well, I met up with Carly. They are not dating and never were. So Matt isn't a cheater. I met up with Carly this morning at a coffee shop in our hometown. She was not happy to be there, but I am over her feelings after the past week I've had.
Who cares if she's not happy?
Yeah, I'll be like, honestly, like she needs to send another whatever group text to everybody on Earth and be like, I was wrong. She won't do that though.
She won't, because everyone's going to think she's cuckoo.
I sat her down and asked her to give me her side of the story. I told her exactly what Matt had said to me and asked for her to explain everything. Carly met Matt last year, not long before I moved back to the state. A mutual friend in the building they both work in invited Matt to an after-work drink, and that's when they met. Carly thought he was cute and started flirting with him. Sidebar, Matt is awful at picking up flirting cues. It took weeks of me flirting with him until he realized and then asked me out. This is something I always find amusing because Matt himself is really outgoing with a lot of charisma. So, no, they never spent any time alone together apart from the odd run to the coffee shop near their building to grab lunch. I went through Carly's phone and there are no messages from Matt apart from ones in the group chat. They haven't kissed or slept together. Carly has never been to Matt's apartment, and Matt has never been to Carly's apartment. I asked her why she thought Matt was her boyfriend. And this is a direct quote.
Do you want me to do it or you want to do it?
I've got it.
You got this.
Okay, so we're not officially boyfriend and girlfriend yet, but I was sure he was going to ask me really soon. He's always smiling at me and making jokes. I know he was going to ask me out, just the two of us.
Well, hate to break the news to you. Not happening.
I go to the bank. I say, where's my $1 million? They go, what the heck are you talking about? There's no $1 million for you. You go, I really thought that the bank was going to give me $1 million.
Well, it's the bank. They have the money.
Yeah, I know. I just knew it.
They give money. The bank gives me money.
Why would you take my $1 million from me? You never had $1 million. Well, I would if you had given it to me. You're insane. Carly, you're crazy. Honestly, we read a story earlier that was like tumor. And this is making me think, tumor? I basically said, Carly, that's not him flirting with you. That's just Matt. He's a friendly guy. I'm sorry, but he and I have been seeing each other for a while now, so it's not gonna happen. I explained how we had been taking it slow because of us both being so busy with studying and work, so we've only just made it official. As I said all of this, I could see Carly's elaborate fantasy crumble to dust. I asked her to please set the record straight with her parents, for my parents' sake, and with our mutual friends. Carly looked flustered, but mumbled something that sounded like, oh, yeah, fine. And by the way, I won't mumble when I tell you to listen to full episodes with stories like this on your favorite podcast platform. Okay, story time is what you need to search, and you should go to iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to podcasts. I did not mumble.
This is Dakota right now.
I may have stumbled. Anyway, I said I was sorry for this misunderstanding, and hopefully we could all put this behind us. On my drive to Matt's apartment, I called him to relay everything. He was baffled by the whole thing, but said he would message Carly.
He was like, wait, Carly was into me? Carly liked me? Oh,
Getting lunch, the least, like, that's coworker lunch. Not even coworker, like.
It was like, exactly. It was like that.
That was highly unfortunate. You're just co-acquaintances getting lunch at the same time.
This girl was going around town saying, I have a boyfriend, I have a boyfriend, without confirming anything.
Once I got there, he showed me the text. He said, "Hey, Carly. Look, I'm sorry if I misled you in any way with my actions. Please know they have only ever been from a friendly place. I see us as friends, but that's all. I hope we can be friends in the future once this is all blown over. But if you're not comfortable with that, then I respect it. All the best, Matt." Carly hasn't responded yet, and I don't know if she will.
You know what? Good on Matt to text that and then solidify and hammer the detail of where we're just friends.
Yes.
He said friends 3 times in a row.
Hammered it home.
Yeah.
Said, we're from a friendly place. That's the next Quiet Place movie.
He gave her a little best friend necklace.
No, I would. No, that's crazy.
He got her a necklace that says acquaintances.
She would take that necklace and be like, "See, we're best.
Best. He says I'm the best.
I'm the best. I'm better than
I'm the
OP."
best. Hopefully she will set the record straight with everyone. I'm washing my hands of this mess and focusing on my relationship with Matt and my studies. And that is the end of that story.
Objection. Sorry, lawyer stuff. Love it.
Objection!
Phoenix Wright.
Hi. That's that, folks. Yep, Carly was crazy. Did have a suspicion at first that Matt was a mastermind.
I just still don't know how no one put the pieces together that, like, with friends and, like, family and all that stuff, how it just wasn't pointed together. Like, oh, yeah, I know Carly. Or, like, how do you know these people?
I don't know. I guess it's just like when you get that from somebody who's your friend, I guess you would just kind of assume like, well, there's no way she's just completely fabricating this out of thin air. Because who would do that?
A cuckoo person would.
But then you're right. It would be super easy to like do any amount of homework and be like, where is this guy and her together ever?
Exactly. That's the end of that story. We have another one coming right up.
Oh, yeah.
My friend tried to move in with me after ruining her perfect life.
Well, your perfect life will start again.
I, female 24, have been friends with my friend, female 24, for 6 years now, since the beginning of uni. I'm not particularly wealthy or comfortable right now. I live in a house share and can't wait to have my own place and stability, and can't really rely on anyone but myself to get me there. My friend went back to her parents' place, 6,000 miles away, after graduation, and spent about a year there living low-key, applying to jobs and planning her move back to the UK. She bagged a fantastically paid job that she was gushing about in a major city. Gushing. Like gushers. Yum.
Jarvis, gush on it.
And she found a beautiful apartment with a down-to-earth friend from school. She hasn't always had much stability, so I was ecstatic and super proud to see the situation that she created for herself. Needless to say, she was doing much better than me financially. 3 months later, she calls me to tell me she quit her job overnight without a plan as she was overworked. All overtime was entirely her decision, and could see her job would soon become outsourced and she'd be let go anyway. She said she was looking for other jobs that wouldn't be so taxing. I told her, if you end up getting into a desperate situation, you can stay with me until you figure it out. Unfortunately, she jumped onto this and said she wanted to leave her apartment because it was too expensive and wanted to move to a more social house share. By the way, this comes from a deleted user. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Keon.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
And we're here to give good advice goofily. We don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you do in the comments down below. Pretty please. As Opie says, fast forward 6 weeks. She came over to stay with me for Easter weekend. She told me that she hasn't applied to any jobs, informing me her landlord she is leaving, assuming she will stay with me until she figures things out, and doesn't have any places to live lined up or tenants to sublet her apartment.
Oh, is she going through in like an episode right now? What's going on? Why is she blowing the whole thing up with zero prep?
And why is she making you come along on this fun trip? She said she has only 50 pounds to her name, and her family has no idea of her situation. During the weekend, she ran out of money, and they sent her more, while I heard her lying on the phone to them about her job progress. I get on that phone and start yelling, "This is all a lie. This is all a lie."
How do you end up in a place where you only got $50? And that's the point when you're like, I should do something about this. There had to have been warnings. There had to have been times to pivot and turn this around.
She literally warned you herself. I got overworked because I overworked myself. I don't like living this life. I want an easier life.
Sounds like you underworked and overspent, dog. Not gonna lie.
She also said she has done nothing but drink and get a little high, like a kite, since she quit, and has spent thousands of pounds on this. Thousands?
So you don't get to stay at my place anymore now. Yeah, you don't get to just crash and become the funny side character in the 90s comedy.
Yeah.
And by the way, you're not going to get the plot point of everything magically working out for you like they do.
I'm like, give me your parents' number. I'm giving them a call. We got to have an intervention and maybe rehab, because that's crazy.
That's accurate, actually. Without he's not a complete degenerate scumbag like this person seems to be.
Jerry.
But somehow everything is always coming up roses for Kramer.
Jerry, I quit my job and I've been drinking all day.
And then Jerry's like, Kramer, you don't have a job.
Damn it.
You're
Whose
right,
job
Jerry.
did I quit then?
Pretty sure that was a plot line.
The one where he went to the...
I think he got high. Yeah, I don't know.
He went to the work and he went to the job and he's like, you don't work here.
He just started showing up in he's like, I just wanted to,
And that's when they started playing Morning Train. Okay, back to the story. The weekend went awfully for me. Her behavior was very jarring. She wouldn't let me sleep. She wanted to drink all the time despite me not wanting to, and wasn't interested in non-debauched activities. What is that? I became fed up with her behavior after she mortally embarrassed me on a night out by acting like a complete fool. I was exhausted when she left, and I don't want her to stay again soon if this is how it will be. Before she came, I was happy to host her for up to 2 weeks. Now, I don't want to at all. However, she's now relying on staying with me after she vacates the property this Saturday, as she told her landlord she will. She doesn't have the money to pay another month's rent. However, she acknowledged that her family, who are very wealthy, could bail her out if she needed. Good, go stay with your family.
Yes, that is the only viable solution at this point. You're not my mess, and that is what you are. You are a mess right now. Go home.
She also has family in the city she lives in. Of course, I love and care about her and don't want her to be in a crap situation. but she created this for herself. Would I be the a-hole for telling her she cannot stay with me, given the circumstances?
I love when people have to even ask this as a question.
We have an update, but OP, you know the answer. You already said the answer. You don't want her with you. She's not your mess.
And like, I feel like this is almost a question less of like, am I wrong? Or it's like, is she going to get mad? And it's like, yeah, you're right. And she's going to get mad. And that doesn't matter.
But who does she get really mad at? Should be herself.
Right. Of course she's going to get mad at you because you're going to be the catalyst for her having to do something about her own life. And it could potentially blow up your friendship, but she's just using you right now and doesn't really care.
Truly. Just compose a text saying, I'm sorry that I agreed to this, but I can't do this. Go move in with your parents. I wish you the best. I think you can change your life around. Good luck.
I mean, if you want to say, you'd be like, I agreed to this under the assumption you weren't a complete degenerate. I had no idea that this is where you were at. It makes me uncomfortable propping you up. And also, I don't want to. So you got to get out. Move back home. You're a mess. Figure it out.
We have an update. Opie says, I called the friend the night after she left following Easter weekend to tell her she will not be staying with me.
Yes.
She was wasted and rude, not paying attention on the call. She immediately became defensive, told me she doesn't give an F, she doesn't need my pity, and was going to tell me she wasn't going to stay with me anyway. However, I saw her post about looking for a place to stay the following day, so I am inclined to believe this isn't true.
Of course not. She hit you with a, yeah, whatever. I don't even need your stupid little apartment, idiot. I'm staying at another place now.
Truly, if she's, I think rehab. I mean, I would try and call her parents, talk to someone. This is not good. A few days later, I sent her a long, thought-out message of which the basic gist was that I'm furious for how she behaved when she was at my place, but I am worried about her booze dependency, and I want to be there for her in a way that doesn't negatively impact me. She told me she deleted the message without reading it, as well as that she had time to think about our weekend and isn't happy with many things that transpired and we need to stay away from each other, consequently blocking me on all forms of communication. The issue is completely out of my hands now, and I'm happier with it being this way. I don't think I want the friendship to continue for a whole host of reasons. That's the end of that story. I mean, she doesn't want to hear the truth.
Of course not. She's like, I want to have fun. What's responsibility? Ah, more shots. She's going to be like, my friends are mean to me.
They don't understand me. Yeah, I mean, you did all you could, OP. Again, tell her parents if you have contact with them, and that's all you need to do. You tried.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it truly isn't your problem.
It would be if they were living there, but they're not.
That is the end of that story, and we have another one coming right up.
My best friend will start flirting with me whenever he's on the verge of breaking up.
That sounds toxic.
My friend, 32 male, and I, 22 male, have been best friends for 4 years now. About 2 years ago, we confessed that we both loved each other, but that because of the age gap, we didn't see it as a feasible thing for us to be in a relationship. So, we stayed as very close friends instead.
Happy Pride.
Flash forward to now. My friend, I'll call them Kit, is in an open relationship with a long-term partner who he lives with. I've always been very supportive of this friendship since I've always wanted the best for Kit. Seeing him happy makes me happy. However, lately, Kit has been going back and forth on wanting to break up with his boyfriend. And in the moments when he is on the side of breaking up, he tends to get flirty with me, only to rescind all flirtation when he patches things up again with his boyfriend. It's driving me a little crazy. And while I know it's an open relationship, I still feel uneasy about him flirting with me like this. It feels like I'm some kind of emotional rebound or something.
Ding, ding, ding.
By the way, this comes from your buddy Gray. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Keon.
I'm Sophia.
We're going to read this here story. We're going to have our thoughts, and you get to have yours too. You can put them down in the comments where we'll read them. But we
Can I have my thoughts too?
Yeah.
Keep them to yourself. I think
Aw,
your thoughts are a little
man.
out of pocket today.
So, lately I've been putting a little distance between us when it comes to flirting, not engaging with it at all, or any talk of his relationship. However, when I do it, he gets really cold and accusatory towards me, making it seem like I don't care enough about him.
Ooh, that is not fun.
OP continues. It's making me wonder if maybe I really am in the wrong. Maybe I should just suck up the relationship talk or something. I don't know. Am I in the wrong? And there are comments, but it's like, no, you're not in the wrong, but also like, you guys were like, we're in love with each other, but the age gap, so no. But now it's like, that guy's flirting with you all the time.
I don't know. There's just a lot of blatant red flags here. What do you want with Kit? Truly. Like, you guys love each other. Great. But there should be a genuine conversation. Well, first, I'd be like, hey, Kit, do you want to break up with him? Because all you do is get wishy-washy with your partner. I know you're in an open relationship, but that seems like a whole bag of worms or a whole can of worms that we need to open first before we do anything else.
It's just really uncomfy where it's like, so you're in an open relationship, so you could flirt with me or whatever, but you only ever flirt with me when you're considering breaking off your open relationship with that guy. So stop.
I would just confront him and be like, what do you want?
Spit on him. Like,
he might like that.
In a not hot way.
He still might like that.
In a bad
nope, you're not saving this. I think he might like it. Anything you do.
There are some comments. OK Sandwich 9800 says, open relationships are not all the same. Some people use the concept to justify cheating and manipulation, and your friend sounds like one of these people. I would step away from this friendship. He is not a good person.
Yeah, also the fact that you were 18 and he was 20.
No, he was the one who was 20. OP was the one who was older. Kit is the youngster.
No, my friend 32 male and I 22 male. I'm looking at it right now.
You're wrong.
That's embarrassing for you. Everyone point and laugh.
Everyone point at him and
anyway,
say...
I'm going to continue my point if that's okay.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
If that's all right. It's crazy also that when you were 18, like you started your friendship when you were 18 and he was 28.
Wait, hold on.
What?
My friend 32 male and I 22 male.
Yes.
Everybody point and laugh.
What are you talking about?
At me.
What are you talking? Like literally, what are you talking?
Guys,
it's okay.
Everybody point and laugh at me again.
Guys.
I can't. This guy will not let me make a point.
Guys, it's okay. We had a late night.
Guys, everybody point and laugh at me.
We all had a late night. All of us. And I'm not allowed to make a point.
We had a late
I give
night.
up. You know what? Whatever. Keep going.
You're too young.
The point is that it's crazy.
This old man wants to touch you.
Yeah. Weird.
Huh?
Weird. My thought to restate is that you were 18 when he was 28. And that's when you became friends, which is like, that's fine to be friends with someone who's older than you. But then like 2 years later, you're 20 and he's 30. And that, yeah, I just don't love him constantly kind of
breadcrumbing
leading you on, breadcrumbing.
But
this
I don't.
10-year younger.
Is it really breadcrumbing it? I don't know. Maybe he's just doing it for attention. It just all in all, it's just not good. All in all, it's just not good.
I get this younger guy who I, think is cute or attractive to keep liking me and keep having feelings for me, but I don't actually have to do anything about it.
It just feels like Kit, in a sense. Again, we don't know the friendship dynamic. It could be totally great, but you can love your friends. But the way that Kit goes about with OP is just, I love you. It's like a little placeholder, like a little toy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I love you, but we can't. So you'll stick around.
It's like with Andy and then Buzz Lightyear.
Just stick around for 10 years.
Andy and Woody with Buzz Lightyear. He's playing with Woody and he's like, I don't like you anymore. Yeah, I don't want to play with you anymore.
OP says, yeah, I honestly don't get the feeling that I'm one of the relationships Kit has mentioned to his boyfriend. From what it sounds like, Kit mostly is in an open relationship where he's able to have physical intimacy with others. Last time I was on the phone with him, he called me his college kid to his boyfriend. Ooh,
weird. There you go.
That one.
Exactly.
Hate that one.
Very weird. It's like a little toy. He's treating OP like, this is my little college kid.
Hate that one so much. So I don't even know if the boyfriend knows if we're as close as we are. Kit has never let me meet his boyfriend either. Only short hellos to each other over the phone.
That's a giant red flag.
I've never thought much of it, though, because we live 3 hours away from each other now. And every time I visit, it's on a weekend, which his boyfriend only works weekends.
Put it together, OP. Not
Oof.
good.
Yikes. We do have an update.
I think we just not be friends with Kit. and say, sorry. Yeah, we say sorry. Can't do this no more.
No can do, Kit.
Sorry, Kit. It's time to cat.
Update. Last night, I hopped on a call with Kit to discuss the whole situation. When I started mentioning boundaries, he immediately got quiet, telling me that he never flirted with me and that he has a boyfriend.
Oh,
Oh,
this would
boy.
piss me off.
And
That
that's
would
why I go,
piss me off.
Best of luck, Kit. Hang up, block.
Yeah.
You little liar.
I told him I knew that, but that I felt like he was flirting with me. He got angry, told me that I was overreacting and he was just comfortable with me. Then he flipped and said he loves me and can never have me, so what's the harm with a little flirting once in a while?
That was a very quick reveal.
Mm-hmm. After that, I told him I think I need some space, and he said, no, I need some
That's
space.
crazy. Remember, this guy's how much
I thought you
older?
were joking. He actually said that.
Yeah. How much older is this kid?
10 years
10
older.
years older. And I go, I see why you're having problems with your boyfriend. Maybe I should talk to him.
No, I should talk to him.
Probably.
This felt a little ridiculous. He also said he didn't want me to come visit like we had planned because he was just too depressed by life. I made hotel reservations to come visit him and to go see a Pokemon exhibit that he was super excited about. I had no problem with that, but did not cancel my reservations. I have decided to instead visit my childhood friend, 23 male, who I'm very close with. He's been telling me he misses me for a while, and I was planning to have him visit me in a couple weekends, so it works out really well. While I love Kit, I'm also trying to have more self-respect and have some love for myself. So while I'm not sure if I'll cut contact completely, I've decided that as of right now, I can't be friends with him. I'm tired of the manipulation, the back and forth, and loving someone who is willing to hurt me like this. Good job, OP. We love this.
You did it. I know it sucks in the beginning, and it's like ripping off the Band-Aid. It's going to hurt a little bit, but it was a really gross Band-Aid.
Yeah, gross Band-Aid. And you'd be like, you know what, Kit? I'm breaking things off. And he'd go, no, I'm breaking things off.
And you're like, wow. Then you do a, break me off a piece of that, Kit.
You just say, okay, I'm glad we're on the same page.
Best in your endeavors, Kit. Goodbye.
OP continues. A part of me feels like I'm going through a breakup, and even if the circumstances were weird, I still am walking away from the person I told everything to. The person who helped me through my mom's passing. The person who makes me laugh harder than anyone. My heart hurts, but I'm trying to be grateful and okay with the whole situation. I keep having to put my phone down so I don't reach back out and try to apologize or something. Thank you again to everyone. You have helped me immensely. And that is the end of that story.
Good job, OP. Good job.
Sometimes when Kit throws a fit, you gotta say, this is it. Calling it quits.
While you take a...
While you stay legit.
Sure. That is the end of that story, and we have another one coming right up.
No.
My fiance's maid of honor booked her wedding the day after ours and expected us to all come.
I just thought it would be convenient, okay? I'm sorry.
So, my partner and I got engaged May 2022 and booked a Friday in September 2024 in September of 2022. Told all the close family and friends our plans and our wedding date and location when we booked it, and we're very open to the friends and close family about where and when it was. Then, one of the bride's best friends got engaged in the summer of 2023. My fiance, the bride, then asked her friends to be bridesmaids and this newly engaged friend to be a maid of honor. Then, in December 2023, the maid of honor approached my fiance about getting married in September 2024 out of the blue. Uh-oh. She said she always wanted a September wedding, and my fiance was a bit shocked and said, "It's not really my place to say you can't have a wedding in the same month as I do." Then, a week later, she says in a friend's group chat that she booked her venue. They asked where and when, and it's about an hour away from where we all mostly live. And it's the day after our Friday wedding.
Hey, what made you think that was a good idea?
She also plans on doing the ceremony at noon, and my fiance will be in the bridal party, meaning at 8 a.m. start. Same with all of my fiance's bridesmaids. They'll be in her party.
No, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, no, they won't. They're not doing that.
What made you think this sounded really cool? Like, who are you?
It would have been different if it was the exact same venue in the exact same location. Then it's different. Then it's like, okay. I mean, that could maybe even be fun. If we approach that with a good vibe, it's like, I'm getting married. Next day, you're getting married. Oh my God, it's like 2 days of wedding. Oh, wow.
It's like wedding Coachella.
Yeah, it's like we're doing it the whole weekend. We got the Friday set, the Saturday set, and we've got the Sunday set. A lot of people leave early for the Sunday set, but I don't know. But doing it an hour away.
I just look at this girl. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this maid of honor or girl, this bridesmaid, whoever, this monster. I go, hey, how many weekends are there in September?
Do you remember?
Yeah. By the way, this comes from user 2014 Olympic Gold. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Keon.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
And we're here to give good advice goofily. And right now, we're not in a goofy manner. We're all upset at this maid of honor.
Yeah.
So let us know what you'd be doing and how you would react to your maid of honor in the comments down below.
It's a very dishonorable move.
Honorable.
As Opie says, a male friend that's really close to the friend group has a wedding that Saturday already.
Oh my, what?
There's
What?
another one?
Why is everyone getting married this September?
Is this like the weekend?
Guys, there aren't 365 days in a year.
Well, you can't do it right after Christmas. Can't do it on Halloween.
You can. I know people who have.
That's true. I guess you could do it on Halloween. Okay, well, Christmas no-go, New Year's no-go.
Yeah, New Year's should be a no-go. I went to school with somebody who got married on New Year's, and it was like that. I can't imagine why anyone would do that. It's like, you're really? They sent out a memo that was like, please, everybody refrain from like going too hard on New Year's because, you know, the wedding starts at like 8 a.m. tomorrow, and it's outside. Yeah, it's a New Year's Day wedding. It's like, you're insane.
You also probably shouldn't do it on 9/11.
Well, you never want to forget.
Yeah, exactly.
Depends if you're in America or not.
You'll never forget your anniversary.
Okay. We're doing semantics here, guys. Okay, let's cut it down to 330 days. Huh? So, he can't attend her wedding. My fiance instantly rejected the bridesmaid's question, stating, it's going to be difficult to attend the wedding, let alone be a bridesmaid. The friend group all expressed the same thing. My fiance also rescinded her maid of honor request due to this friend being too busy to properly be a maid of honor. Gee, I wonder why. Some of the friends expressed they don't know if they can financially do 2 bridesmaids back to back like this. I've never been fond of this friend in all honesty, and now she's breaking down how she's stressed about planning a wedding with only 9 months. She said she has no help from her fiance with planning. She's using our photographer and florist because she doesn't have time to research. So they just piggybacked onto our research.
I'm sorry. That's enough time to give birth.
You go, hey, why are you doing this? You do realize you don't have to rush this wedding. You don't.
She says, yes, I do. I have to. You don't understand what's writing on this.
Opie says, this is more of a rant, but man, what an illogical move by this friend to book the day after her best friend's wedding. Do we change our wedding date?
As OP? Hell no.
This sounds all strenuous. I'd be like, I'm not going to your wedding. Sorry.
Yeah, I won't be making it. I just got married. I'm not going to spend the day after I get married
True.
going to a wedding. I'm not doing that.
We confirmed our wedding way in advance. We got engaged way before you did.
Can I get engaged in advance? It's Nance.
Yeah, very annoying. We have an update. Anything else you have to say, Dakota or Sophia?
Nope. I mean, your friend needs to reschedule, bro. That's it. Pick a different day.
Can you
said,
imagine
oopsie.
someone being, oh my gosh, it's so stressful. How did you do it? I don't know. With time and not piggybacking off someone's wedding the day after. We have an update. Friends sent out save the dates with the September date, the day after ours, on it a couple of weeks ago. This morning, this friend contacted her guest saying she had gotten the date wrong, and it's actually in August? So you're stressing about your wedding, that's in 9 months, and now you're like, you know what's going to make it so much easier and not stressful? Is if we do it a month earlier.
Honestly, I don't know if this is a hot take. I don't know if I'm just like completely out of my depth here. That feels like more than enough time to plan an event.
I mean, you probably might want a small wedding, but I was going to say, Claire was here on Monday.
Yeah, and she was like, I was stressed with 6 months.
But you got 8. You still got 8.
I don't know.
I don't know either, dude.
I'd just say stress. You know what? You'd be like, good. Mine's not as stressful. Opie continues saying, my fiance contacted the friend being like, what the F is happening? And the friend said she had moved the date due to the September wedding not working out, but didn't want to say the reason to her family. My fiance said, I'm not in your wedding party still, but at least you moved the date. If people ask why I'm not, I won't lie and say the story. It was definitely a little cathartic moment for us, seeing the world call this friend out. Now, with the bridal showers and bachelorettes, it should be interesting, LOL. And that's the end of that story. That sounds like a nightmare. That maid of honor, that friend, nightmare. And you know what? Not my nightmare. Not my problem. I say, best of luck. This is what you wanted.
Yeah, it's like I still can't be the maid of honor in your wedding. That's a month before mine. I'll be busy with my
You go,
wedding.
gee, why does no one want to do any of this for me? You go, I don't know.
Okay, we have some comments from the video. I found my real dad and my mom hid him for 13 years. That was posted on June 16th, 2026. The TLDR for the second story. OP came home late from work to find his wife had made a full dinner of garlic rice, barbecue chicken, and a salad packed with tomatoes and mushrooms. Every single thing on the plate was of food his picky 16-year-old daughter could not eat. Then he learned his daughter had not eaten since lunch and had been quietly spending her own paycheck on food for who knows how long. When OP dug deeper, he uncovered that his wife had been doing this on purpose, refusing to buy his daughter's groceries and letting her go hungry. The real reason his wife had turned on the girl is something nobody saw coming. And when it finally came out, his daughter unleashed a response so brutal, OP refused to even repeat it. What his wife confessed and how it all explodes in the final conversation is something you have to hear. And if you're curious to hear that, go watch the full episode.
Dang, I was about to say, that meal sounds yummy. But if I can't have any of that, not yummy.
You hate garlic, you hate chicken, you hate tomatoes, you hate mushrooms.
But we got some comments.
The Gray Lady says, I'm concerned about the amount of people who don't think it's a red flag that the wife intentionally cooked things the daughter didn't like and didn't bother talking to her husband. It's not the same thing to talk to your spouse and figure something out versus being vindictive. The update is 100% telling it's about control.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a little weird freak thing to do. A little control freak.
I want to know. Maybe.
Can you shout it?
He's British. Maria JW says, as a parent, if my child hadn't eaten anything since lunch and it's evening and I just came home from work, I would also take them out for food or have it delivered. This is priority number 1. If something needs to be talked about, it can wait. Children need food and their sleep.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I know about children, is they better sleep.
And Dude says, I don't like the OP and the picky eater story. Why the F is he doing that in front of the kids? He's a bad father.
I don't know. I don't remember this story.
But that's it.
I don't know. I think he's a good father.
But that's the end of the comments. The end of this episode. So, if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you. And see you tomorrow.
Wait! Don't leave yet! We have some bonus stories that we think you'll enjoy, so stay tuned for the next one.
The bride's future sister-in-law tried to hijack the wedding, but she got humiliated. Try and mess with the bride, you get the horns.
Yep.
To start off, I'm attending 3 weddings this year.
Wow.
All great friends of mine, and all of which I'm extremely excited about. This post is about the first wedding of the 3, which is 9 days away. Sorry if the background is a bit long. By the way, this comes from Zura B, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. My friend B got engaged last year. She wanted a small, elegant wedding, and we've been planning it since the day the rock got on her finger. She's having 50 guests, 10 tables of 4, and 10 more at the top table. The location is this beautiful wooded area full of leafy fruit trees owned by her step-grandparents, and they very kindly agreed to let her have it and pay for the tables and chairs. We're a bridal party of 4 girls, including her future sister-in-law. One reason why the wedding is so small is because she and her fiancé wanted to put in more money towards the house. They both work good jobs and want to start a family soon, so they decided on a large house. They also don't want to spend their life savings on one day, all of which I totally agreed with. Her sisters are pitching in to help decorate the place with fairy lights before the wedding. The groomsmen offered to turn up the day before and lug around the heavy stuff, including arranging the chairs for ceremony and table and chairs for the reception dinner. I've been with B through the catering, renting linens and serveware and the cake and the dress fittings, and I think we've spent about $5,000 on the whole wedding so far, not accounting for the generous help offered by her friends and family in terms of labor. Her cousins are helping with wedding favors, a little basket showpiece of crystal fruit since the wedding is in an orchard, and some handmade chocolate from someone her cousin's sister met in Belgium. In all of this, B constantly counts her blessings and thanks everyone. She gave us complete freedom over our dress choices, and one of the bridesmaids is doing our hair and makeup on the day. B is getting a professional to do hers, but even that was upon our insistence that she had to look like the star she was. We've finalized the caterer, the seating, the menu, and invitations. The future sister-in-law enters the picture. The sequence of events is numbered for chronology. Number 1, the bridesmaid dresses. Day of the dress appointment, everyone's on time except future sister-in-law, who's not only an hour late, but doesn't even apologize to the kind dress consultant for making her wait. The rest of us picked out the dress already, each one in a different color summer, but the same style. Future sister-in-law makes us wait while she ransacked the shop and pulls out a white, short pattern dress. Consultant says they can dye the pattern dress any color. Future sister-in-law wants it white. You're not getting white, girly.
Come on.
We tried to explain that's impossible. She walks out. Couple of days after the appointment, future sister-in-law emails us saying she's very hurt by how we behaved at the fitting, but is willing to let it go. And in compensation, the bride can pay for her bridesmaid dress. B's almost going to say yes, but I put my foot down. Good. Week later, future sister-in-law emails the group again, wants to add 15 people to the guest list ASAP, all out-of-town guests. I calculate based on her demands that B would shell out at least another $1,500 conservatively and asked her to refuse. All of this brings us to yesterday, where future sister-in-law joins us for a little party at B's house. One of the bridesmaids and I thought it would be good to have B relax a little, so we got comfy cushions, funny movies, wine coolers, and some snacks. B was pleasantly happy until future sister-in-law began making a list of requirements for her out-of-town guests who B had refused to invite. She adds that her guests will be arriving a couple of days early, and it would be nice for B and her fiancé, future sister-in-law's brother, to pick them up at the airport. B has been watching her in quiet horror. Then future sister-in-law pulls out the icing on the cake. You guessed it, the white pattern dress. B bursts into tears and goes off the back porch to have a good cry. One of the girls threw future sister-in-law out. Future sister-in-law leaves, threatening B.
This is insane.
Why is this B's problem?
Yeah.
Shouldn't the freaking brother, the groom to be the one dealing with his sister?
Right.
Like, why does B have to deal with the sister?
I agree. I agree. And the fact that she's making all of these demands, it's not even her wedding.
It's not even her wedding.
It's not her wedding. This is crazy.
I need help. I've been trying to convince B that future sister-in-law shouldn't even be in the bridal party. But B is too soft and says this was the only thing her fiancé requested because apparently future sister-in-law doesn't have many friends. Gee, I wonder why. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because no one likes her. Future sister-in-law has now instigated a family coup by playing the victim to her mother, B's future mother-in-law, who already has a million problems with the wedding, and B is a nervous wreck. We got wind from a mutual friend of both families that future mother-in-law is now calling her family's guests and telling them the wedding is off. The wedding is in 9 days. How do I fix this? I'd appreciate any help I can get. B has had enough to face, and I really want this to be a special day for her. Edit. Sorry, I think I forgot to mention that right after the out-of-town guest email, we went to her future husband, who doesn't recognize any of the names on the list. He said he talked to her, but requested B to keep her on in the bridal party, as future sister-in-law doesn't have any other friends. And then B should say, no, your sister has been creating so many problems and has been incredibly disrespectful.
Yeah.
If you want her in the wedding party, groom side.
Exactly.
B doesn't want to let him down, as he's basically letting her have the run of the wedding in every other aspect. And there are some comments and an update, but any thoughts?
It's so silly. It kind of feels like the term always the bridesmaid, never the bride. But in this sense, it's like, once the bride, never the bridesmaid. You know what I mean? Of like, she doesn't, it's just so ridiculous to think like because she doesn't have any other friends to be in their party, their wedding party, then she's like, well, let me have this.
Yeah, I just want to wear white at your wedding.
Yeah, as if it's like just as important as being a bride or something like
exactly.
that. Like, no.
No. But there are some comments. Comment 1, since this is the future husband's family, he needs to deal with them. Exactly.
Yep.
He needs to put his foot down and support his future wife. If he doesn't, then I don't think it bodes well for their future marriage. OP says, future husband doesn't know about the dress yet. Only future mother-in-law does. He did find out about the additional guests when I showed him the list to ask him if these were people he really wanted at the wedding. My polite way of trying to hint that he should refuse. Well, I was the one surprised because he took one long look at the list and said he doesn't know any of these people. Between the post and now, I've had a short discussion with B, where we decided to send out short announcements to everyone saying how much B and future husband are looking forward to having them there. In case her future mother-in-law has actually convinced people the wedding is off, they'll know it isn't smart. It's like, hey guys,
I agree.
it's going to be so fun having that wedding the same day that it was before.
Right.
And it not being canceled.
Yeah.
Comment 2, I know B is being hesitant to tell her fiance about this, but I think for her sake, you have to. She can't begin a life with someone with all this crap piling up against her that he doesn't even know about it. His family is problem. When my fiance's family starts on their crap, I tell my fiance to deal with them. And when my family starts on their crap, I deal with them. Letting things go like this will just lead to a blow up that's only going to hurt what should be a happy couple. Opie says, thanks. I'm considering forwarding this thread to her and making her read this. I agree that it's time she stood up for herself, and I'm not going to be around all the time in case her mother-in-law or sister-in-law does something. And there is an update.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Any new thoughts?
No.
I agree with the comment saying Opie needs to go talk to the fiance and just say like, hey,
Yeah.
I wanted to let you know I was at the dress fitting.
Yeah.
And this is how your sister was acting.
Right.
Just let him know.
Yeah. And I completely agree with the comment that was like, your family, your problem.
Yeah.
Like, which is like so appropriate.
I agree.
It's kind of like if you have a friend over and they spill something, you say that you spilled something.
Yeah.
You know what
go,
I mean?
oh, yeah, they freaking broke the lamp.
Yeah.
But there is an update. Okay, after getting some advice on Reddit, I sent B the post link, and a little more convincing later, we took the matter to her future husband. In the intervening time, we found out that she had tried to call the baker and change the wedding cake to 5 plain vanilla sheet cakes as opposed to the beautiful 3-tier cake he had designed. He told her that any changes had to be made only by the bride. She tried convincing him that she was the maid of honor and was taking over these duties, but he called me. Thank God.
Oh, amazing.
I'm sorry. If the groom doesn't do anything about it now, I'd be so angry.
Absolutely.
Since I was the one coordinating with him the whole time and asked if this was the cake. I told him that future sister-in-law was a saboteur and to ignore all her calls from her. We took the issue to future husband, who, for the first time since I've known him in nearly 3 years, flew into an actual rage. Finally. He drove us to his mother's house, where future sister-in-law is staying till the wedding, and ripped her a new one. They are officially uninvited from the wedding. His mother and future sister-in-law keep sending me and B angry, passive-aggressive texts and emails, but we're blocking them. In the last one, his mother sent a vitriolic message saying she would make sure that B was completely alienated from their family and their social circle and make her suffer in loneliness till she left us, son.
That is aggressive.
This lady is crazy.
It's like
the crazy apple doesn't fall far from the crazy tree.
Not at all.
Joke's on her. Everyone in future husband's family loves B. After dear husband banned his mother and sister from the wedding, B received a few phone calls, mostly from his mother's tennis club friends. They started going on about how B was already ruining the family, and she should at least let mother-in-law and sister-in-law attend the wedding. One of them went so far as to tell B once the honeymoon phase was over, dear husband would lose interest in her. B cried. I blocked numbers. Fast forward to 2 days before the wedding. Once mother-in-law and sister-in-law had realized that B wasn't budging and dear husband was no contact, they started on us bridesmaids. Now, Sophie is a lawyer. Apparently, sister-in-law called her about 50 times during a client meeting and pissed her off to no extent. She came to me and said that if this was going to be the case, she would much rather drop out of the wedding. I sent out a text with mother-in-law and sister-in-law's numbers and asked both of them to block it. Then the email torrent started. How they were being systematically removed from their son's life by a gold-digging witch, and that as women we would understand that they never meant to ruin the wedding. I must confess I softened up a little, but the reference to my friend as a gold digger really pissed me off. All the emails were ignored. Day of the wedding, we were all getting ready at B's step-grandparents' cottage, which sits right at the boundary of the venue. The venue is an orchard that belongs to them, and they volunteered to have the wedding there and paid for the furniture rentals. So it was just us 4 girls, and when the doorbell rang, I ran down to get it because I thought it was the beautician coming up to do B's hair and makeup. It was sister-in-law.
No.
She's like, I'm here to do your makeup and ruin it. She was standing with 2 bags and tried to push her way in when I opened the door. I almost fell over but managed to hold her out. I reminded her that not only was she out of the bridal party, she was not invited to the wedding. She made a big fuss about how she was willing to ignore our hurtful behavior, the nerve, and that she was only there because she didn't want the wedding party to be uneven. We now had 4 groomsmen but only 3 bridesmaids after sister-in-law got chucked out. I told her we didn't care about crap like that, and she should get out before I called security. We didn't have any, but it just seemed like a good thing to say. She huffed and puffed and tried to blow him down, but left after a few minutes. So we're all back to getting dressed. I pulled Sophie and Kira aside to keep an eye out for sister-in-law now that I know she's nearby. Just as we guessed, we spotted her again. Her mom's SUV was parked right across the road from the entrance to the compound, and we could see mother-in-law and sister-in-law sitting inside. And guess what? The witch had changed into the white dress. And that's when you get the paintball out.
There you go.
And you just start.
There you go.
Sophie is very level-headed, unlike my short-tempered self. She told me to simply ignore it. Everyone's dressed and ready. Guests have arrived. They're seated with some champagne, and we position B just inside the back door of the cottage. Path from there leads directly to the wedding clearing. The doorbell rang again. I stammered out some excuse about asking the caretaker to call me if there was some issue with guest parking, and rushed out to the front of the house. Sure enough, it's mother-in-law and sister-in-law in white. Mother-in-law sees me and snaps, hissing about how she's here to destroy me. I tell her, okay, you guys can sit in the back at the wedding if sister-in-law changes into a non-white dress. Mother-in-law refuses, insisting that it's a family party and her daughter should get equal importance to the bride. At this exact moment, one of the groomsmen, let's call him Brian, is crossing the entrance. He takes one look and realizes what's going on. He forcibly escorts mother-in-law and sister-in-law out of the property, threatening to call the cops. Luckily, the ceremony went on with no issues. We head to the reception area. It's like a minute's walk from the wedding area, just a little further into the clearing. Everyone's having fun. Sophie and I are trying to organize some photo calls between glasses of champagne when we notice Kira's missing. We rush around the place and finally to the front of the house where the greatest scene of my life meets my eyes. Turns out Kira and one of the groomsmen snuck off for a little makeout sesh after the ceremony. Hee hee.
Whoa.
And they caught sister-in-law and mother-in-law entering the gates again. Probably thought they could get in since the front of the compound was deserted. Kira is a little more like me than Sophie, so she tripped sister-in-law into the mud. White dress smattered with mud. It might have been rude, but I laughed right there. Not rude. These people are crazy.
Yeah.
You can't be rude to crazy people because they're crazy.
Absolutely.
These people deserve it.
The perfect thing that could have happened. I love Kira. Good job.
Good job, Kira. Sophie hurried over and dragged Kira back, kind of a little snippy, before firmly instructing mother-in-law and sister-in-law to leave before she, a lawyer, called the police and filed a case of breaking and entering. I think this kind of got to them because they actually drove off. And the rest was just a huge fun party.
Great.
And you know what else is a huge fun party?
What?
Listening to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search up OK Storytime. Props to this bridal party for being like B's ride or die.
Yeah.
Because it seems like B has not been involved in having to wrangle the mother and sister-in-law at all.
Right. They're taking care of it.
Yeah, they are
exactly
taking care of it.
The job of like the maid of honor and the whole
Exactly.
bridal party is to like protect the
Be
bride.
like, no,
And
you ain't getting in.
Exactly.
Don't even
Exactly.
freaking try it, Buster.
Especially if it's this girl.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-mm-mm.
My gosh.
But there's a little bit left. I should once again mention a few things. B doesn't know anything about mother-in-law and sister-in-law, even being in the compound during the wedding. We kept it from her, and we don't intend to tell her until she gets back from her honeymoon. To all the Redditors who gave us support and advice, thank you so, so much. Your kindness has meant a lot during this hard time. I will be forever grateful to you all. I've never been harangued so much by someone in my life. I only hope they keep away from B now that lines have been set. And that is the end of that story.
Wow.
Man, oh man, what a crazy wedding.
Man. I'm so glad that it ended up with a muddy dress and then driving
Being
off
kicked out, yeah, into the
in
sunset.
anger. Yeah.
I don't want to see you around these parts ever again.
Ever.
But yeah,
Yeah.
good job, OP.
Amazing.
Good job, bridal party. And I'm
Amazing.
glad that B got a happy wedding.
Happy wedding. My friend berated me at her wedding over a small mistake, so I ended our friendship.
One small mistake, friendship over.
Hi all. So my friend just had her wedding this past weekend. I was the maid of honor, although not the original maid of honor due to drama with the bride and her best friend a few months ago. And she only had one other bridesmaid due to some drama that unfurled over the year leading up to the wedding. By the way, this comes from Love Prairie Dog, and if you want to submit your own stories, just go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. I've tried my best for the past multiple months to step up, be there for the bride, be a good friend, and take whatever stress I can off her shoulders. I've bought her and the groom numerous things and a nice present, as well as treated them to coffee and meals, as I know they've been inundated with wedding bills. I've taken off work and missed prior engagements to be there for her and truly step up as maid of honor. All of this I was happy to do. Day of the wedding, I tried my hardest to do everything and finish last-minute DIY crafts that hadn't been finished. I made numerous trips to and from the venue in full hair and makeup to finish things and make sure that the bride was as relaxed as she could be on her wedding day. What a good person you are.
Yeah,
This is
I don't
great.
think she's going to be happy about anything, though.
I agree. I was happy to do all of this as she's my friend, and although I haven't had my own wedding, I can only imagine the kind of stress she was under. However, it was difficult considering it was only me and one other bridesmaid carrying on all the duties. Fast forward to the ceremony. She tells me beforehand that if the groom turns around before she's ready, she will leave the ceremony and we'll have to do it all over again. So I felt an intense stress as I didn't want to mess things up and have a whole scene happen because I told him to turn around too early. I walk down the aisle and in my nerves, I stand too far to the side so I cannot see the bride. I am rather short. Admittedly, I messed up. I should have moved closer to the groom so that I could see the bride. I was nervous and honestly didn't think about where I ended up standing. I moved closer to the groom a little too late to see the bride make a small gesture with her fingers, signaling to me that she wanted him to turn around. At this point, I told him to turn around. I apologized to the groom after the ceremony for the wait and confusion as he had been looking at me and I was delaying and giving the motion. However, he said it was okay, so we continued to have a great night. I thought that given everything else went wonderfully, I was just being overly anxious about my mistake and that in the grand scheme of things, it didn't matter too much. For the record, I'm still beating myself up about it. Literally don't. Don't. Oh my gosh.
Literally do not. A real
Do
friend
not.
wouldn't beat you up about that.
Exactly. I'm upset that when I made a mistake that day, it was that moment. Fast forward to the morning after the ceremony. The bride, in front of the groom and another member of the party, chewed me out, shouting that I ruined the moment and that it was really effing crappy. She said that it was her wedding day, as if I didn't already know that, and that I really messed up because everyone saw her make the gesture. She proceeded to shout even after I was crying and profusely apologizing. She excused her behavior, saying, "I don't even care that you're crying because it was my moment." Honestly, it was kind of scary. No one else intervened, and she
What?
hasn't
Come
apologized
on.
since.
Come on.
Come on.
No one else did anything.
Come on. She's not even replying to my texts. I know that she's getting ready for her honeymoon, so I won't be reaching out to give her time to relax with her husband. However, I'm genuinely hurt by how she approached me about it. Since she was hurt about my mistake, I absolutely would want her to let me know. I know I messed up, I'm just hurt by how she communicated her frustration. I had tried my hardest to do everything perfectly, to be there for her and wait on her hand and foot. I am not sure what more I could have done. Anyway, apologies for the long post. I just wanted to ask if her reaction was totally warranted given my mistake or if it was kind of too much. Please be honest. I want to be able to find peace with the situation. Thanks. And there is more to this story, but what's our answer for her?
More than kinda.
More
You're not
than
the
kinda.
a-hole.
No.
She's a psycho.
It was a tiny little mistake, but all it deserves is like a my bad.
Yeah.
You don't need to be crying.
No.
You don't need to be profusely apologizing.
No.
Not at all. At a certain point, the person who like you think you made a mistake for, they can be in the wrong too.
And also, honestly, I don't even think she should have, like, the bride should have brought that up at all. Like, I don't
Yeah.
even think her being like, oh, hey, like, you made that. That would have been weird too.
Yeah, people probably didn't even notice or think about it.
Yeah.
And then now they know about it because the bride's like yelling about it.
Yeah.
Like-
In front of everyone. Like, that's so much more embarrassing.
Edit. Forgot to mention, but she told me that I should have approached her immediately after the ceremony to apologize. She said that it was rude that I didn't do so. I told her that she was taking photos and was just married, so I didn't think it was a good time. She still said that this was another mistake on my part. Edit number 2. Hi all. Thank you for your honest and encouraging words. I've decided that she no longer deserves my friendship, and under no circumstances should I ever accept that treatment again. Yes, good. That's right. I'm done apologizing and have no desire to reach out to her. Looks like she doesn't have any friends left. I wish I felt bad, but I honestly don't. On to better friends and brighter skies. And there are some comments.
true.
Comment number 1 says, I'm not trying to sound harsh here, but you really, really need to grow a spine and realize that she isn't your friend. You have no reason to apologize. Don't even think about it. You let her walk all over you. You really need therapy to get some self-esteem and need to learn to stand up for yourself. You did everything right and gave so much to a crappy person. Drop her completely, and now you know why others bailed on her prior to you. OP responds, I am in therapy. As I've said in other comments, I'm already dropping her as a friend. This weekend was the first time I felt maltreated by her, and I plan on making it the last time. I appreciate your response, but I assure you that I do have self-esteem. I was just blinded by trying to make this wedding as good as it could be for her. I'm a romantic and a giver, but I don't think that means I have low self-esteem. Am I naive, maybe dumb and overly anxious, especially when it comes to not recognizing red flags with former bridesmaids? Heck yes. But I assure you, I'm confident in myself and what I deserve. That's why I'm ending the friendship. Go you.
Go you.
You go, girl.
You freaking go, girl.
You go, girl.
Because you're killing it. And I like it.
Comment number 2 says, I think you should accept that you were never going to make the bride happy. No one could. After all you did for her, her only response was to find a tiny moment to be angry about and blame you for. The ingratitude is stunning. I commend you for doing the best you could for that person because you are kind and well-meaning, and the world needs more people like you. Sadly, now you know that some people cannot be pleased no matter what you do, and knowing that is important. You'll recognize the impossible to please sooner, and now save yourself a lot of headache in the future. Don't text or call her. Let her become the ex-friend she was always going to become. Ask her other bridesmaids. And there is an update.
Man.
So OP says, I received a lot of support and thank you for all of that. It's nice to know that there are kind people out there, especially when anonymous on the internet. After reading all the responses and speaking with my therapist, I thought it would be best to send the Bridezilla a text. I'm big on closure, and although I was anticipating a nasty response, I knew for my own well-being I needed to air out my feelings. I waited until she was back from her honeymoon and numerous days so that she and her husband could decompress. Then I sent a text, which we will see soon. She quickly replied, and as anticipated, was nasty. She lied numerous times. She did ask me to be a maid of honor, and I did apologize numerous times. I did not belittle her in front of her mother-in-law. All I did was offer some help to take stuff to the storage locker. I also was not pissy, nor did I sigh at all that day. I have highlighted the super egregious bits if you don't want to read all of it. I responded with the message, ending the friendship, and a subsequent block on everything. Other than providing an update, I just wanted to ask for advice. For those who have lost friends due to them being bridezillas, how have you moved forward? How do you find peace? Thank you again, folks. And we have the receipts of the text conversation.
That's what I like to hear.
So, my text Hey, bride's name. I waited to reach out till y'all got back from your honeymoon and had time to decompress. I've been thinking a lot about your wedding weekend. Leading up to your wedding and during that weekend, I've truly stepped up as your friend. I've been there when no one else was. I went out of my way to show up for you and prove to you that you're not alone. Over your wedding weekend, despite my PT's request to relax and desperately needing to prepare for a job interview, I focused solely on you. I crafted, made trips to and from the reception, was the bad guy to the wedding planner. I waited on you hand and foot, bringing you water, food, and even scraping lipstick off of your teeth. I was tasked with things that aren't even the maid of honor's responsibility. I was under an immense amount of pressure from you to make the day perfect. I tried my best, and my best was pretty freaking amazing. The morning after your wedding, a major line was crossed. There's a huge difference between being blunt and being rude and disrespectful. Your outburst towards me was the latter. Not only did you berate me, but you did so in front of your husband and groomsmen. Even after I was sobbing and apologizing for something I shouldn't have had to apologize for, you were relentless. If you were upset about something, I would of course want you to bring it to my attention, but in a respectful way. Under no circumstances, not even on your wedding day or the morning after, is it appropriate for you to speak to me like that. However you may justify it, I did not deserve that treatment. What I do deserve is a huge apology and an even bigger promise that you won't treat me like that again. If you choose to not reply or reply with anything but an apology, I'll assume you're content with this friendship ending. I meant everything I said in my maid of honor speech. You are my best friend and I love you. However, I will not allow myself to be belittled and maltreated. And the bridezilla responded. Yeah, that's a really good
text.
Very mature.
Yeah, it's like
text. Yeah.
Point.
It's firm.
And don't talk to me ever again.
Bridezilla responds, you really can't deal with any criticism. Wow. Okay. I mean, I always knew that, but wow. I'm sorry for blowing up at you the day after. I wanted to handle it differently for sure, but you totally talking down to me and doing against me in front of my mother-in-law was not okay at all and not needed. It was not your place. Everything you did was maid of honor jobs. Maybe when you're the maid of honor for your sister or a bride, you'll see that. It was my day and I could have been rude, but I really tried to be as chill as possible. You were noticeably stressed the night before about the cards, and I was super chill about finishing them the next day. I asked you to do so much because, like I mentioned, I only have 2 bridesmaids, my brother and groomsmen. And bridesmaid number 2's grandpa passed away that morning, so I didn't want to put too much on her. If you thought it was too much and we'd never speak again for that, then on your day, you will see and regret it. I shouldn't have blown up in front of my husband, sure, but I couldn't hold it in anymore, and I'm not going to dance around and say you ruining my effing wedding ceremony was fine and care more about your feelings than my own day.
Girl, you ruined your own day.
Dude.
Your blowing up ruined your own day.
Yeah.
No one else ruined your day.
Exactly.
You ruined it.
Exactly. Like, what do you even see as it being ruined? Is it the crying that you caused, or is it the little motion that you had to do to make him turn around?
Yeah, which one was actually bigger?
Yeah, come on.
This is like if you're in the play and there's some sort of like, I don't know, prop thing that's missing or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just start sobbing on stage.
Yeah, and the audience is like, I didn't even know that was supposed to be there.
What just happened?
Come on, man. But the text continues. I tried to be as kind as possible. It's not my fault you can dish it out but can't take it. I always feel like I'm walking on eggshells around you. I appreciate everything you did. I know it's not coming through text, but it didn't seem like offering to meet in person was an option from your tone, so I'll try it here. You made the day for sure. You helped so much, and I thought I said thank you, but it's being a bridesmaid. You don't get a trophy.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you
That's
ungrateful
crazy.
wench.
That's crazy.
I hate you.
Oh my God. I really appreciate you and would do it for you 1,000 times over without any pat on the back. I don't know how you want me to say thank you more. I never expected to need to grovel and worship the ground you walked on for being my bridesmaid. And don't you effing dare throw the relaxation and interview in my face when you never told me. I don't feel guilty. You should be an adult about that. You can communicate your feelings and stress level. I could tell you were pissed and anxious the morning of. the morning of with all your sighing. So when you were sitting in the living room waiting for hair or whatever, you barely had to lift a finger and bridesmaid number 2 was running around. If you needed a minute, you're capable. You could have told me. I crossed the line by yelling, sure. I yelled once and held my tongue. I may not have said nice things, but I didn't berate you. So chill.
Girl, she was crying and you kept yelling at her.
Dude. Yeah, and I crossed the line by yelling,
Yeah,
sure.
I crossed a line, sure. Yeah.
Yes, leave it at that.
Yeah, you
And let's
crossed a
address it.
line.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. You just can't handle anything. Oh my God. I should have done a lot worse for you ruining my ceremony. I'm over it. You can't take responsibility and weren't even going to apologize or address it at all. You still haven't apologized in that text. No one ever said you didn't do a good job. In fact, instead of feeling better or getting an apology myself, the whole thing at the house was me consoling you and letting my feelings go to the wayside. Time to go cut you out of the wedding mix. Also, you weren't maid of honor. I never asked you, you just assumed. Not because I didn't want you or wouldn't have picked you after I just truly didn't want the title to anyone after all the BS, and you just didn't care and decided. You are a great friend and person, and I have love for you, but I need you to grow up. By the way, we have love for you. Whenever you are a great person and you check out more episodes with stories just like this one on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever your favorite podcast app is, just search OK Storytime. We got you.
Do
We're there.
it.
Before we go into that,
Yeah.
that's just so insane. I really do hate the like excuse for something bad or like not even an apology, but of just saying like, well, it could have been worse.
Could have been worse. I could have unalived you.
Yeah, it could have been worse. So you
Could've
should
been
be
worse.
grateful
You're
for
welcome.
what I didn't do.
Yeah.
It's like that's crap.
You're crazy.
Crappy. But OP responded again. I'm a great friend, and me walking away from this friendship now is me growing up. I deserve a better friend and don't deserve to be talked to the way you talk to me and have just texted me. When I get married, I'll be at peace knowing that I'm not the type of person to belittle my friends, even under stress. Maybe one day you will realize that you single-handedly destroyed this friendship. Maybe not, and that's okay. Genuinely wishing you and your husband all the best. And that is the end of that story.
And that's what we like to freaking see.
That really is. Oh my gosh.
That's what we like to freaking see.
What a headache. Yeah, with people like that, it's like, why even bother sending the text? Like, at a
Literally.
certain point, you just have to, like, stop responding and
Yeah.
just be like, let them just, like,
No, if I got that text, I just wouldn't respond.
oh, yeah,
Like the
absolutely.
first
It's
bridesmaid,
like,
I would be like, okay.
yeah.
whatever.
'Cause I've honestly been in conversations like that where it's like, okay, yes, I made a mistake and I'm admitting to that, but it's like, you don't need to, like, respond like that. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
I find it really silly when people like go like just like text and text and I'm like,
Yeah, it's
one
like,
I just think like just berating someone over text is already
yeah, it's so
lot.
silly goose.
it's so silly goose.
Because-
I'm like, if you're actually mad at someone, go talk to them in person.
Yeah, and with someone that like texts like that too, it's like
Yeah.
if they're mad about one thing and then they start bringing up all these other things, it's like
Yeah.
you just can't respond to that because
Yeah,
then
it's
it's
like,
like
it's
then
too
you have
long.
to like
Point by point.
yeah, and it's
And then
it's
you're trying to
just hard
defend
keep
yourself
track of.
again through text.
Yeah, and it's just not gonna happen. So yeah, just walk away. Know that you're better and that you don't need a friend like that,
Agreed.
and that you just are a better person. You
True.
just don't need it. Yeah, but I'm glad you did.